go in. We squat. Drip, drip, drip. Oh my god, that's massive. Stretch the area. We got the tampon in. Toxic shock syndrome. This is the whole, the bath will turn red. Oh my god. Hey guys, and welcome back all to my channel. This is part 2 to the period Q&A, basically. It was that long that I've had to split it into 2 videos, so let's jump right back into it. Do you know how it affects your mood and bloating? No, I absolutely do not. I have absolutely no idea, and it really confuses me. Like, I see so many people say, oh, I'm on my period, so this is gonna happen, or I'm bloated because I'm on next week, and I'm like, I literally don't know. I do not know. I think actually it is something you work out with experience, because the more periods you have, the more cycles you go through, and the more sort of times you have to figure out what it is that's happening at set times. And I feel like I am a lot more emotional a week before my period than at any other time. But in terms of bloating, I absolutely do not have a clue. And obviously if you're only like 14 and you've only had like a couple of periods, you're not going to know how it affects you and when you're going to be emotional and when you're going to be stressed and when you're going to be bloated. You don't know because you've not had that much experience with them yet, and that is normal. How do I ask my mum for tampons? I text my mum. I literally went, I think I sent her a picture of some tampons that I wanted, and I was like, hey, buy me some of these please, and then she bought them for me. We never really talked about it. See, I'm close to my mum, I love my mum, but when it comes to periods and things, it's not something that we talk about openly, which, you know, it's not really a situation I feel like I can change, so we move on. If you don't really have that confidence to be able to just go up to your mum and say, mum, please can you buy me some tampons, you know, either buy some tampons yourself, or text your mum, or leave a note for her, or just add them onto her shopping list and she'll notice. And you know, she has been there herself before, so she'll probably know what it's like. Maybe she wouldn't have had to ask her mum for tampons, but she would know how you're feeling about it and understand that you may not necessarily want to talk about it. That's what I would advise anyway. Dealing with leaks. Black. I have a set of period underwear. It's literally the underwear I wear when I'm on my period. It's black, and also like period pajamas. So if my family see me in these pajamas, they're like, right, she's on a period, because I only ever wear these pajamas when I'm on my period, and it's literally because they're black. I used to wear ones that I disliked, which were like spotty bottoms, but like the amount of stains and things you get in them, it's so much easier to wear black. And you'd feel better as well. I always leaked when I had a tampon in. I don't really leak when I've got a menstrual cup in. That is why I prefer the cup. But when I was on my period, I would never ever wear jeans. Every time I wore jeans, I swear I leaked. So I'd be sat on the sofa in jeans and I'd leak, and it's so annoying. So when I was on my period, I'd always wear a skirt, but like not a tight fitting skirt. I'd wear like a skater skirt, and then I'd have shorts on underneath it, because I felt like shorts would keep things in place. And then even if I did sit down and I had leaked, the shorts would absorb it and it wouldn't go onto the skirt. Maybe that's for you, maybe it's not. I still leak in the bath. I don't know who came up with that idea. Yeah, your period stops in water, because personally mine does not. If I get in the bath when I'm on my period, the bath will turn red. It is not nice. I do not do it. And you know, if you can do it, that's great, but I personally cannot. What is the story of you using a tampon for the first time, and do you have any advice? Oh my god. As I've said, I much preferred pads over tampons, and this is before I started using a menstrual cup. We went on holiday, it must have been in year 7, after I started my period for the first time, and my period came on, and I was like, great. We're there for about 10 days or 2 weeks, and so I had 2 days where I was able to go in the pool and have fun, and then my period came on and I was like, what am I going to do now? And my mum was like, here's a tampon, put it in. So I went into the bathroom of the hotel, and I tried. She handed me a mirror so I could put it on the floor and see what I was doing, but it would not go in. It felt like this is the hole, and that's what it would do. It would not go in. It wouldn't go in. So I was so upset. I literally had to go out and say to my mum, I was like, I can't get it in. I can't get it in. And my mum was not going to put it in like for me. Like, I would not let her do that anyway. But that was it for the holiday then. I had to have a pad on, and I just had to have my shorts on all the time, and I couldn't go in the pool, and it ruined the holiday. Pretty much. So I think when we went on holiday the following year, I got the tablets which stop your period, which they don't advise for using at a young age, but I did use them. So that was my first attempt at trying to use a tampon. Obviously didn't work. So then we get round to year 10, I'm gonna say. I'm 15, and I'm like, right, okay, I need to use a tampon, because everybody else at school uses tampons. I don't use one. I feel embarrassed that I don't use one. My periods were so heavy, and I was leaking all the time, and it was horrible. Being at school was horrible. So I was like, I need to start using tampons. And I've always been afraid of tampons, to be honest, because of toxic shock syndrome. I remember reading the story when I was about 13 in the news about like a girl that was like 14 years old, and she was a swimmer, and she used a super absorbent tampon, and she ended up dying from toxic shock syndrome. Toxic shock syndrome is, if you don't know, I'm going to put something on here. Basically, as I understand it, it's like the tampon absorbs fluid. So you want that to absorb the blood so you don't leak. However, it absorbs the blood as well as all the vaginal fluid. And this can cause toxic shock syndrome, which pretty much kills you. Which is why I feel more comfortable about a cup, because a cup collects it, it doesn't absorb it. However, obviously if you had suffered with toxic shock syndrome in the past, they do not advise you to use a menstrual cup. So that is why I've never liked tampons, but I was like, you know, I need to start using tampon. So I tried and I tried and I tried, and it would not go in. It wouldn't go in. Like I say, it was literally trying to fit something massive through a tiny hole and it would not go in. I remember opening it out of the packet and I thought, oh my god, this is massive. And it's so strange now, like looking back at it, and this is how, you know, this is what it looks like in the wrapper. Looking at that now and how small that is, and I remember looking at something like this and going, oh my god, that's massive, like it's so wide. But, you know, it's all about perspective. So I watched YouTube videos about getting a tampon in and stuff, and not that showed you, but gave you advice on it like I'm doing now, and googled it and stuff, and the advice that it gave me was to, every time you're in the shower, just try and stretch the area, because obviously if something is too small, it's not going to go in. So if you stretch the area, you know, you make a bit more space and then it's going to be able to go in. So that's what I did, and then eventually, hooray, we got the tampon in. But when I say we got the tampon in, we got it in. This is the opening, this is the hole, we got the tampon in. It's in. If you wear tampons, you know that's not where it should be going. It should be going further up and sticking out past the hallway, shall we say. It should be up past the hallway, and then you won't feel it, you can move around, you won't really know it's there. No, I put mine there. So I was like, hooray, yes, got it in. Walked around, ow, 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 tried sitting down, hurts so much. Obviously didn't have it in further enough, so I needed to try and push it in a bit further. And once I got it in a bit further, alright, yes, we can deal with that. But now when I use a tampon, I still don't believe that people can genuinely not feel it, because I don't feel a menstrual cup, but I can feel a tampon when I've got that in, even if I've got it in far enough. Like if I sit there like now, I'm sitting here, if I move like this, I can feel that in me. It doesn't hurt because it's in far enough, but I can feel it. And if I move like this, I can feel it moving with me, specifically the forwards and back. Whereas a cup, can't feel that. That just rolls with me. What was I saying? So that was my first time actually using a tampon after getting one in. However, it always seemed to leak straight away, so I would end up with a full pad and a full tampon, and I was like, well, this is great. Whereas if I had a pad and a menstrual cup in, I get like a tiny drizzle on the pad and my cup would be full, whereas tampon and pad both are full, and I was like, what is the point in that? So yeah, I didn't like tampons, absolutely hated them. Menstrual cup is much preferred. So if you want me to give you any advice on using a tampon, I would say honestly it's absolutely normal if it doesn't fit. If it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit. You know, you have to keep working on it, keep trying to get there, and you will get there. I recommend Lillette's tampons first. I never used them, and that's probably the problem that I had. Probably used Lillet, and then you go up sizes, you know, to try and expand the wall. That would be my advice. That is what I would wish I had done differently. But I do want you to know that it's totally normal if you can't get it to fit. Oh, this is the phone ringing again. Oh my god. I squat. When I'm putting my cup or my tampon in, I squat. Like this. We squat. We squat. Don't do this. I never understood with people that have the legs up. Whatever suits you though, that's fine, you do you, but personally I found squatting much better. Sorry about the phone, it's really annoying me. Well, no, like question 5 and I've been filming for half an hour. I literally can't cope. What is your most embarrassing period story? I have quite a few stories. One of them, I leaked at my own sleepover in the bed that I was sharing with my friend, and I had to try and hide it from her. Luckily she didn't see. I leaked on my sister's sofa and didn't tell her. One time I came on early at school and I was in year 12. I was at sixth form. I came on early. I remember sitting there. I never ever come on early. I've only ever been late up to that point. I remember sitting there going, oh my god, and tried to ignore it and pretend like it was discharge, and I thought, no, I'm gonna have to check. So I went to the bathroom and it was blood, and I just stood there and went, oh my god, like literally what am I gonna do? So I had a thong on. I obviously had a pad in my bag, but I had a menstrual cup which I leave at home because I don't take that to school. I didn't have a tampon because I don't really like tampons, so all I had was a pad and a thong, and I was like, this is great. So I put that in, but then I felt really, really insecure, so I went home. I I used to wear a skirt to school as part of my uniform, and then I would have some cycling shorts underneath that and then denim shorts over that as well when I was on my period. And one time I was changing for PE and I took the denim shorts off, and I just saw that I'd leaked and there was blood there, and I was like, oh my god, I've leaked through 2 pairs of shorts and I've got to go and put these other ones on. Luckily nobody else saw. It would be a bit weird if somebody was looking in my shorts, but you know, somebody could have seen. Oh my god, as well, we used to do running quite a lot in PA. I would be so paranoid that I'd leaked. I would literally be running, holding a shirt over my bum because the shirt wasn't actually long enough to cover my bum, so I'd sort of hold it down, or I'd like run with my arms like this. And it just made it so much more obvious that I was on my period. Oh, it's nice that I can laugh about it now, though. Do you have any overall tips? Your cycle is every 4-ish weeks. Not the same for everyone, but it's every 4-ish weeks. When they say a month, it's not a calendar month. If you're on the 28th of February, you're not going to be on the 28th of March. It'll be 4 weeks after. That is how it works. Tracking apps, always a good shout. So using Flow or the Apple Healthcare app. I absolutely love that Apple Healthcare app. I've never used Flow. I also note it on my phone calendar and my iPad calendar. It's also a myth to be in sync with other females in your household. I really believed this was true, but no, that's just random apparently. You don't sync up with each other. Taking a pre-cut pad to school. Oh my days. We all know how noisy period products can be. You know, opening the packet, how much noise it makes. Literally, cut that side off, cut that side off, and then all you're really going to have making a noise is this sticker as you're unfolding it. It's these bits ripping that make the noise. So then you can do it a bit more discreetly in the bathroom at school if you know, don't want everyone in the bathroom to know that you're on your period. If you don't want everyone to know and you're not embarrassed, that's absolutely fine as well. Maybe that's more like what we all should be. Cutting your nails if you use a menstrual cup. If you use a menstrual cup, you know, to get it out, you're going to have to get your finger up there. If you've got sharp nails, that is going to hurt. So make sure your nails are cut. How do you use a cup? I will insert a video here if I can of the way I personally actually fold it, as well as the way that other people do recommend folding it. So you can either fold it inwards at the side and sort of push it up all together, or you can push it downwards and then get it like a scoop it in. But honestly, once you've got the rim in and then it's opened up slightly, as it goes in, it'll pretty much do it itself. Like sometimes I'll literally let go of it and it's gone and it's in place and it's done it. Like you will literally hear it as well sometimes. It'll just go shoo. This is the hole. This is the hole again. This is the cup. It's been folded in, got the rim in, that's it. It's going now, pushing it up, and then the suction itself will literally just make it go and that's it, it's in place. Like it just literally just goes shoo. I don't know if this is true or not, but personally what I found is when I'm heavy on my period, when I first come on, it will always do suction on its own. When I'm lighter and I'm sort of coming off my period, the suction doesn't seem to be there, so all I have to do then is just push it into place like that. Just push it up. But when I'm heavy, it'll suck itself up. And sometimes also when you're first getting used to using it, it won't fully unfold. You can run your finger around to see if it has unfolded or not. But like if it's not unfolded properly, as soon as you start moving around and doing stuff, it'll unfold itself. Sometimes you'll just hear it go pop. That's it, it's in place, it's popped. Sort of like something's folded over like a crushed up bottle. Like that, it's crushed in bottle inside you, and then it's popped out and it's in place again. Like the thing you do have to get used to, and I actually forget about because I'm so used to it now. Obviously, you know, it's wider than a tampon, so it can actually, and it sits there in place, so it can actually put pressure on your bladder and make you feel like you need to go wee more often than you do. I don't go to the toilet very often at all, but I did feel like I had to go to the toilet a lot more, and then I would only do like a little wee. So you sort of have to get used to that. But then when you do go for a wee, you know, you can feel yourself starting to push your cup out. So then you just grab the end of it, stick your finger up, cut the suction, pulling the side of the cup down will release the suction, and then it'll pretty much fall out, and you just tip the blood away and rinse it out and it's ready to reuse. The first time that I took out a menstrual cup, I was in the shower, because this is what they recommend doing really, because you know, if you get blood everywhere it can be a bit messy. So it is quite ideal to really take it out in the shower, is when I released it and the blood literally went everywhere. That was the first time I've ever seen that much blood before really, and it made me feel faint, and I literally felt like I was going to pass out in the shower. So you know, you need to be careful of that, but you know, more often than not now I will just empty it over the toilet. First few times can be messy, so I do recommend a shower. To clean it though, you need to boil it in water. You would have to read the instructions on the one you buy, but do believe they don't recommend using soap. Yeah, it's just boiling water, I think. Does the process of actually bleeding hurt? No, it does not. The bleeding does not hurt. Feels the same as having a wee, pretty much. What symptoms did you get? Like I said, in year 10 I did get PMS symptoms, you know, really bad backache, cramps. I'm really emotional a week before my period, and then I always get that feeling of being really heavy, like when you're on and you're just sort of waiting for it to be released. It's like holding a wee that you can't release, because you know, you hold a wee and you can decide when to let it go. You cannot decide when your blood is going to come or go, so sometimes it literally feels like it's going drip 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 drip. It literally feels like it's sort of going like that, and you're just waiting for the steam to go and so it can all come out, and it's like, you know, you can feel it and it's all collecting there, but it's just not released yet. You can't do anything to get it to release. You just feel heavy and it's not a nice feeling. And then when it finally does release, you're like, oh, it's like having a nice big wee. Which pads do you use? When I was younger, I used Littlettes nighttime pads, and I would use them in the day as well, just because they were bigger than the daytime ones. Now I use the Always nighttime, biggest, most absorbent ones I can possibly find for bed. And sometimes I'll wear these to work as well, actually. If I'm going to be at work a long time, I'd rather not leak. So I'll put like a menstrual cup in one of these, which probably isn't the most hygienic thing to do, but it is what I do, and it makes me feel more secure and less likely I'm going to leak, because I do have to wear trousers now at work as part of my uniform. And that was something I really did stress about, because obviously I only ever used to wear skirts. So yeah, that is what I do. However, I do also now have the Aldi green ones. The ones with wings, normal absorbency ultra towels with wings. These ones do have thong panty liners. Those are the pads that I use. I resent paying for them though, and they're so expensive as well. You have to have them. So why do I have to pay for something that I have to have? So I am thinking about buying some reusable ones. If you'd like to see me do like an experience trying testing them video, let me know. Or if you've got any recommendations about them, I'd also really appreciate that, because I am thinking about it, because pads are so expensive. Oh, and tampons that I've got left. I've got this one, both are Tampax, I think, can't remember which one's which. This one is a cardboard applicator and this one is a plastic applicator. I think this is the pearl one. I don't really mind which one I use, pick up any random one. They're both high absorbency, I think, and I don't see a difference in the applicator. Sometimes I used to actually just take the applicator off and push the tampon in myself, which is completely the whole point, because the whole point they're so expensive is actually for the applicator, because cardboard ones are cheaper than plastic ones, I think. That is what my mum told me anyway. Can you lose a menstrual cup? No, I do not believe so. At the end of the day, you can't lose it, because it will fall out. Where is it going to go? You have to think, like, your womb has an end. You know, it's an enclosed space. So this triangle, and your cup is here. Where is it going to go? It's got nowhere to go. You're not going to be able to lose it. And even if you can't get it out, you know, you push, and you just can't grab onto it. Eventually, gravity will make it come out, so it will eventually drop low enough for you to be able to get it. I personally though, I used to cut for about 3-4 months before I cut the stem. I cut it a little bit, but I didn't cut it all off, whereas now I do literally have it all cut off pretty much, because I was scared of losing it, because the stem always hung out. I was like, I knew I was going to be able to get it and catch it. But honestly, as soon as you cut that stem and you put it in all the way, you take that leap, they are so much more comfy. Cutting that stem and getting it up there properly, oh, so comfy, so comfy. So trust me, cut the stem, you won't lose it, I promise. There are different sizes of cup though, you do need to remember that. I think I've literally got a small one as well, and that works absolutely fine for me. You can wee with a cup in as well, you can go for a wee, but sometimes you may just need to push it back up again. It's not going to fall out like a tampon will, but you know, it'll just come down a bit, and you may just need to push it back up, or it may go back up itself. There are so many methods of protection nowadays though, so you know, it's not just pads or tampons. It is complicated to change a cup in public though, I will admit. I've never done it, I never will do it, I don't think, because you'd sort of have to rinse it before you put it back in. So if you're in a public bathroom where you have to leave the cubicle to go to the sink, you know, you're going to be holding a bloody cup, like literally a bloody cup, a cup full of blood. Well, not full of blood because you'll empty that into the toilet, but like with blood in it. So what they recommend doing is taking a bottle of water and like rinsing it out into the toilet using your bottle of water, but like I say, I wouldn't do that. There is option, what I'm trying to say, but I have never personally done that. One thing I do want to show you actually is my emergency period kit, which I do actually have in my work bag. I think it was pretty much the same thing that I took to school, but I've never used it, to be honest. I've never needed to use it at work, so I can't really remember what's in it. So I've got here, I've got some paracetamol. For some reason I've got some socks. I do not know why I've got socks in there, but I have. Oh, I've also got a mask. That's nice. A tampon, pad, but it's not pre-cut because, you know, I'm sort of on my own at work a lot, so not as bad as at school. Period knickers, and also a thong for some reason. I've actually missed this thong, I like wearing this one. Why did I put a nice one in there? I don't know what's going on. Period kit though, really would recommend, really do advise. I think think that's pretty much it. There we go, guys. This has been a very long video, but I do hope you have enjoyed it or it has helped you in some way. If it has, please give it a thumbs up or comment or let me know somehow. Or if you would like me to do a part 2 or any other topics, then do please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.